I just want to say that Nathan has been doing a great job making some videos and putting things out there, and I've been really kind of absent, and I'm sorry. It doesn't mean that I don't love you guys, and it doesn't mean that I haven't been doing things in the background, behind the scenes. I have. I've been doing a lot, actually, but I'm a busy mom, and I haven't had time to sit down and really vlog about it. Hey, girl, hey! Hey, girl! I've been doing a lot in the form of baking and trying new recipes, experimenting with a gluten-free, dairy-free lifestyle, being a mom, being a gardener, sprouting food for my family. Don't mind me pacing around the RV. I'm just trying to keep my baby quieted. She is currently teething, and any moms out there know that that can be a very challenging and trying time. However, the Lord is so good, and He allowed me to find a Baltic Sea amber necklace that I had for Naomi, and I didn't think that I brought it with me in the RV, and it was weird. I went back this morning and dug in this tote, and I found it immediately. He is so good. He is so good, you guys. Hi, Julie. What are we gonna talk about today? What are we gonna talk about? She's my little bean sprout, and today we are going to talk about sprouting mung beans and alfalfa seeds. Yes, I have decided to start sprouting things on my countertops. Due to the current times and things happening in our world, I figure what's a better time than the present to start growing some of our own food, right? I've always loved sprouts as far back as I can remember, and I wished that there was a way to grow them on my countertop, but I never really, I just never really looked into it, just probably because of time. It was just easier to buy them at the grocery store when I was grabbing all my other groceries. My friend Becky got a sprouter online, and she's like, hey, check this out, I'm growing my own sprouts on my countertop. Isn't that exciting? Maybe I'm just weird and I get excited about that, but I was so excited, and I was like, oh, how can I sprout stuff on my countertop? I looked into it, and sure enough, you don't need one of those sprouter things. You can just grow them in a mason jar. I mean, I'm sure those sprouter things are really efficient, and they probably do a really nice job growing very uniform, clean sprouts. So if that's your jam, go for it. If you are kind of more of the whimsical, experimental, adventurous type, then I think this video is made for you. I think you'll be able to grow these sprouts just fine. All right, this morning I have started my mung bean sprouting. I took all these mung beans, I think it's about a half cup. I soaked them in some water just like that for 24 hours. Then I took this colander, it's just simple blue plastic colander, a paper towel in the bottom to kind of cover those bigger holes, just so that the mung beans don't escape, and the water will kind of drain out into the secondary bowl. You want to make sure the mung beans aren't exposed to light, because when they begin to get their green leaves, that can actually make them bitter. So you want to keep their leaves nice and yellow to make them sweeter. I'm going to cover it with some dark blue cloth here to keep the light out. And we are just going to rinse these 2 to 3 times a day. Day 2 of the mung bean sprouts. You can tell they are a little sprouted. Here's the mung bean sprouts, the beginning of day 3. Oh yeah, we got some good sproutage going on in here. Day 4. And there are definitely some bigger sprouts down in here. And this is kind of like a big cluster. Day 5. Look at this big bowl of sprouts. Right, here we go. Awesome. We have some beautiful sproutage. All right, so we are gonna take these out of here. As you can see, they're long and they have nice root systems on them. we're gonna pull these bad boys out, give them a really, really good thorough rinsing and a salad spinning, and store them in our fridge. Okay, so here's the mung beans, yay! The little purple on these is because, believe it or not, even the minimal exposure that I had with these guys to the sun or to light, it still caused a little purpling. So if I would let these continue to be exposed to the light, they would turn green, and these little leaves would not be yellow, they would turn green. So anyway, these are my sprouts. They look pretty good. I'd like them to be a little bulkier with moisture. I probably just didn't water them as much. There was a couple conflicting videos. One showed a lady watering them every 3 hours all day, and then even during the night, middle of the night, she would get up and water them. So I don't know, I wasn't going to be that diehard about it. So I just watered them 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, really, whenever I could think about it. And I wasn't consistent with the watering times as well. It was just kind of whenever I happened to think about it. But I think they'll be okay. And actually, maybe the ones further down are looking a little bigger and more robust. So actually, I think these look really, really good. Alright, there it is. Beautiful mung bean sprouts for you to eat. Now that I've grown my own and tasted what real sprouts taste like, as opposed to ones that have been sitting forever and are really probably pretty old in the grocery store, nothing compares to the fresh grown sprouts. Once again, it's the fresh grown, the homemade, the from scratch stuff that always tastes better, right? Pizza crust, pizza dough, doesn't it taste better when you make it yourself? A cake from scratch, doesn't it taste better when you make it yourself? Vegetables you eat, doesn't it taste better when you grow them yourself in your own backyard? Of course they do. Everything's better when you do it yourself. Sprout some greens because they are so good. You guys, your children will love them. Tell me about these sprouts.
These sprouts are so good.
So good. What kind of sprouts?
Mung bean sprouts.
Mung bean sprouts.
Yeah.
And what do they taste like?
Green beans.
Green beans?
Mm-hmm.
And you can just eat them with nothing on them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, no salt or dipping sauce or anything. You just eat them raw.
Mm-hmm.
And they're delicious.
You guys as kids will love this.
They have a really light crunchiness to them, kind of like a salad. So you can just eat them raw, you can juice them, you can add them to salads, sandwiches, wraps. You can also stir fry mung beans because they're a bigger, heavier duty sprout. Mung bean sprouts are really high in vitamin C, vitamin K. They have some good B vitamins and some other minerals. They typically are pretty healthy as far as the beans go. They're high in fiber, they're low in calories. So bean sprouts, why not? And you moms out there, don't get discouraged. If you have a nursing infant, wear them. They can nurse while you're doing other activities and you can be hands-free. Don't be like, I have 2 small children, I ain't got time to do any sprouts. Well, so do I, and if I can do sprouts, so can you. It took like literally 15 seconds to rinse them, and I would just do it when I was preparing the meals. You don't need to know what you're doing to try something new. You don't need to know it all to give it a whirl, and if you make mistakes, you can always correct them on the next go around. If you try it and you don't like it, you never have to do it again. But if you try it and it is amazing and successful and incredible, you just learned a new skill set that may save your life. So tune in next time for, I don't even know, something cool we're gonna do. And check out our juicing video.